So my burning question today, my friends, is, will I find a brassiere in 2026 after 63 long years of searching? Okay, I haven't been searching the whole time, have I? My first brassiere, my mother bought me, it must have been a 32A, and it was blue gingham check with a little scalloped lace edging. I mean, this is the sort of bra that you put on a doll, which now I know my mother better, having had to suffer her for 63 years. Bless her, I don't mean that. Please don't tell her I said that. But you know what I mean. I now know that I was her doll, but only for a short space of time, because suddenly, after about 12, 13, 14 or whatever, I just developed into this rather humongous teen. I was very, very overweight. I was a hefty teen. And with the boobs were hefty boobs to match. Everything was pretty darned hefty. And I've been trying to contain them in something comfortable, something comprehensive and suitable ever since. And I've never achieved my goal. Now, why? Why is that? Is the human female breast so unusual, such an extreme evolutionary concept that there is not in the whole of the galaxy something suitably engineered, fabricated, artistically created, that can hold it in its gentle, comfortable hammock to alleviate the pressures and the burdens of swinging low? Is that not possible? I don't think it is. I actually don't think it is. I am beginning to doubt humanity because they have not yet designed a brassiere that fits my orbs. Now, I even went as far a few years ago to try and create bras, but I made the mistake of trying to use recycled fabrics, and that's a whole other story. We'll deal with that another time. But none of the fabrics I was using were suitable, and I didn't want to do too much stitching. So the last thing I wanted to do was slave, for 5 hours over the most intricate brassiere and then not be able to sell it for anything above 20 quid. Do you see what I mean? So it was completely impractical. And I realised that being cost effective in manufacturing is really important. However, I'm still tempted to make a bra this season. So I think we'll do that at the Academy, because making a bra for yourself rather than making a bra to sell is actually something that may be achievable, because you would measure your boobs, and we all know one's bigger than the other anyway. We would measure them and we would fit them perfectly, theoretically. That's the theory. So that is something that we'll try and do in a few weeks, because I'd really like one. So what I normally do is I buy one online. I did have this boyfriend once. He was quite wealthy, and he insisted on, posh shops. And we went to a posh shop, and my boobs were measured. Horrific. Absolutely. It was worse than a gynecologist, I tell you. She, you have to get undressed. And, I've had 4 kids, and I had stretch marks, and, I was just really self-conscious about these boobs, which, looking back, they were pert. But then I thought they were drooping. I mean, it's all relative, isn't it? When you get to 100... probably your 80-year-old boobs will start to look pert. I don't know if that actually happens. But I certainly know that my breasts after menopause were nothing like they were before menopause. Before menopause, they did have some structure to them. Right. Anyway, I'd gone to this shop, and I was a lot thinner then, actually. So they weren't like melons, they weren't like bazookas, as they say. They were, a handful. Shall we say that? They were a nice handful. And I still felt incredibly self-conscious. Having a woman that close to my nipples with her tape measure, it was just ridiculously uncomfortable, the whole thing. A bra was then made for me, this Swiss company, very posh, can't remember who they were now. And the bra was actually okay. I wouldn't say it was the best bra I'd ever had, but it was the most expensive bra I've ever had. But even so, we my boyfriend was paying for it, so we chose, I say we, he chose the prettiest one, the most sort of sensual, expensive looking, not quite a slag one. Do you see what I mean? Not quite going there, but certainly a woman that does, if you get my drift. So yes, more recently, I buy them online, right? I've tried them all. I've looked at expensive ones. I've looked at cheap ones. I bought 14 for my business when I was trying to make these bras to sort of experiment on. And I thought, well, I can try them on myself. I tried on every single size and none of them worked. Not one of them worked. So I'm still very, very sceptical that there is anything for my orbs. Now, my boobs now are actually at their lowest strategic position ever in my life. But because I have all these health conditions, GERD, if you're not sure what that is, it's heartburn, basically. Anything restrictive, tight wires, straps, thick webbing, anything like that, as soon as I get in the front door, it comes off. So, you have to, every time you go past the mirror, you're sort of looking and thinking, gosh, that's just obscene, not in the right way either. Because the swinging lowness is not, it's not pretty, guys. We know it's not pretty. Would we go out without our bra? No, I wouldn't. I know some people do. And actually, I've got a friend of my mum's I think she's 90 now, 90 something. Doesn't look it. But she hasn't worn a bra for 40 years or something. Just brilliant. She said, oh no, I can't be bothered with that. And I just think, I wish I was like that. But mine are just a little bit too big, I think, to get away with that. You never know. Maybe after I've finished the training, they'll shrink a bit or they'll be hoisted up a bit. Because now that I'm doing pole dancing for old ladies, I can feel those muscles getting, they're becoming engaged and they're feeling a bit sore, but they're not perky yet. But I think it would take a crane to raise my nipples from their current level. So yes, if you know of a bra that I should try, do let me know in the comments, because I will try it. I will buy it and try it. And actually, why don't we do for Elderescence Academy, why don't we do a try-on? Well, I'll do it. You don't have to do it. I'll do a try-on, a photographic try-on. So I'll try all these different bras, but I'm not photographing my boobs without a bra, not even through a T-shirt, because it's just not fair. I don't think it's fair to let young people know what's going to happen to them. I think it puts the fear of God in them. So let's keep it amongst ourselves, guys, yeah?